How's it going, everybody? Doing a Xbox One Hidden Gems vid here today. It's not physical games. I'm going to be talking about four games you can download off the store. I believe all four of these games are on the PlayStation as well. PS4 at least. I don't know if 360 and PS3 had them also. And I'm not sure if the Switch... Actually, I believe the Switch might have one or two of these games. I'm not sure, though. But I wanted to talk about these games. I actually bought the fourth one last night. Actually, it's 5 games. I'm sorry. There's 5 of these games. Wait. Yeah, it's 5. I bought the 5th one last night. I beat the 4th one I had played and completed. I did last night. Yesterday, last night. But anyway, I'm fucking that up. These 5 games are like mystery, kind of thriller, mystery type games. I really like this genre of game. So if anybody has any recommendations for these kind of mystery games, and once I start telling you the games, you can go from there. But I want to talk about them. I have talked about it at least. I did a gameplay on, I think, 2 of them. And I have talked about them, but not super in depth. And oh yeah, real quickly, if you're watching this, someone sent me a message request on Instagram, and I thought I accepted it, but I must have deleted it. So it's gone, and I can't remember who sent it because I was trying to look them up. So if you're watching this, send me another request. I did not mean to delete that, but I just wanted to say that real quick. Anyway, the first game is I'll talk about is Gone Home. I've talked about this in the past. This is a very short game. You can beat it in under 2 hours, and then once you know where things are, there's an achievement. Thankfully, I got it because I was busting my ass trying to get it. You beat this game in under like a minute or some shit. It's funny, but it's a game about this girl who comes home. I think she's on college break. Oh no, she comes back from overseas. I think she was in college and then she went overseas or something. She comes home. Her parents are gone. They're gonna be late, or I think they were gonna do something, and they're stuck at the airport. I don't know what the fuck it was. Pretty big house. Takes place in, I want to say, 95. Because you see stuff like the X-Files and shit like that. You see things scattered around from that time. I think it's in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it's 95. So it's nice for me too, because you get a little bit of a nostalgia trip on there. I'm pretty sure there's like a Super Nintendo type system hanging around as well. But no one's home. You go in the house, no one's home, and you start finding notes. Your sister's older, your younger sister. This is where the mystery comes into play. Because you're like, where is she? So you're looking around and you're finding notes as to what has happened to her. Over time, you're finding things. Now, this game is interesting, and it's not really a spoiler here, but I was like, the way this game was going, I thought it was some kind of paranormal type game, so I was like, oh shit, man, what's gonna happen? It is not, but I will say that the game does a good job of like misdirecting you to the point where you have like a fear for a good part of the game, because it's, the house is kind of dark, there's, not well lit and shit, so you're looking around the corners and stuff. But it's just kind of walking through the house. You're piecing together what happened to your sister and stuff. And like I've said in the past, I might have happened in the past, but this is a game where I had a moment where I was like, my heart dropped because I thought I was going to find something that thankfully I didn't. But I was like, oh my fucking God, are they going to actually do this? That was pretty fucking intense, honestly. And I don't think I've ever had that in a game before then, for sure, and I don't think I've had it after. So kudos to the people who made it for that alone. It's not going to be everybody's, most of these games, maybe like 2 or 3 of these games are not going to be everybody's kind of thing, cup of woodsy, whatever you want to say. Some people call it a walking simulator. Now, this game I think normally is $20, and I will admit I got it for I think $5 on sale. I think I played it in 2018. I played 2 of these in 2018. Actually, played 3 of them in 2018. Actually, I was on a kick. I played that one, and then I'm like, oh, I want to find more games in this vein, and then I found the next one, which I'll talk about in a minute. But this game does that tension kind of well without actually leading to serious tension. But then you find out the story is pretty decent too, with what happened to the sister and stuff. So, solid game. I liked it actually. You know, it's a specific type of game. You're not going to sit here and be like, oh shit, here we go. It's quick. It's kind of intense for something that should be. So they did a good job of making something that is kind of mundane, really intense, and you're kind of interested where it goes. That was a good one, and that led me to find the next one, Firewatch, which I really liked. And I did kind of I did a gameplay of it, I believe. Yeah, I did, and I did kind of that one role play with the Firewatch guy. That was kind of inspired by that. And then the one I did in the shed back in Mass Bake was kind of a continuation of that first interview one. This game's really cool as well. This has the guy you're playing is voiced by Richard, I want to say Baumner or something. He was in Mad Men. He was in, I think he might still be in it. I'm not sure. That show, Into the Dark, with a woman's blind. I think it's on Channel 11, or CW, is that what it's called? And he was in 1984, summer of 84, I should say, which is a really good movie. Now this game, this guy, obviously, he's going to do a Firewatch thing for I think it's maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 months, I forget how many days. And I'm pretty sure he's coming off a divorce, a bad divorce, so this, I think it's kind of a way of getting it away. So your Firewatch, obviously, you have to watch for fires, and you have to report it back, so you're in your big observation tower. You have another person who's on the other side. You can kind of see that tower off in the distance. How you communicate with them. And you have to do kind of tasks and stuff. But this is another game that almost leads you more to believe oh shit, what kind of otherworldly, paranormal, weird shit are people up to? And it kind of differs from that, which is nice. But I like this game because the environment in this game's awesome. It's woodsy, but it's it's got a nice look to it. It's hard to explain. I'm not good at explaining that. But it has a nice look, and it's pretty intense. You're coming across little things here and there. So when eventually you find out what happened, I thought the story in this one was good, because when you find out what happened, it's okay, that makes kind of sense with how you're kind of what's going on with you, where you think you're being fucked with, someone's after you type thing. This actually director's commentary, or the game director commentary on both of Gone Home and this one. I don't know if the other ones have it, which I actually kind of liked. Seeing how they went about certain decisions and stuff. But I like this one a little bit more than Gone Home. I mean, they're kind of different in their way. This one's about 5 hours long, probably. But it was cool. Like I said, the environment was really nice. You're walking around. So it goes by days and stuff, and then the days kind of advance a lot. So you'll be day 1, you're doing stuff, and then it's next thing you know, it's 3 months later or 2 months later, whatever. And things start to get really more revved up and shit, and you start finding things, and you're like, oh fuck, what's happening here? It's kind of another walking type simulator, but not as much as Gone Home. You're walking, obviously, but you're doing specific things you gotta go out and do this, you gotta do that, you got your map and stuff. You can find other things as well for achievements that you don't necessarily need to come across. So there's a little bit of exploration as well. And that was a really good one. I actually really enjoyed that one quite a bit. It's also kind of just mellow too, which I like, and you're going about stuff. It's nice. The third one I played, which was right after that one, Firewatch. I went Gone Home, Firewatch, then that. There's a game called Oxen. This one's probably the most popular of the 5. Maybe not, but it's getting a sequel. I know that. This game was kind of cool. It had kind of a more of a 2D-ish look. But you and your friends go to this island to hang out and drink and shit, and you're gonna be there overnight. And then weird shit starts happening. I forget what the thing is. It's called, like, you go in this cave and like this weird triangle thing appears and it like sometimes distorts reality and shit and changes things or whatever. Admittedly, I can't remember a shit ton of this one. But it's you and a couple of friends and you're going through parts of the island, you're finding things, same shit, you're kind of finding out what happens. I'm pretty sure, like, all of a sudden you think like your friends are messing with you or like they've changed kind of and stuff. I like the look of this game. It has a nice 2D look, good environments. You can kind of walk up and down, kind of like the side to side, and like go in and out, kind of. There's stuff to do. There is specific, like you can answer. I'm pretty sure you can like answer your friends and stuff in different ways. Also, and there's multiple endings. This one because I wanted to play it again. I played it on Game Pass, and I wanted to play it again, but I never ended up doing that. I forget what it is. It's like a radio signal you turn to or you gotta get to. Or a certain thing, and then like this thing appears and shit, and like shit happens, like it alters things or whatever. It was a cool, another kind of mystery type game, a little creepier. Definitely the creepiest of the 3. Those first 3. I don't think it's necessarily the creepiest overall of 5. But it's definitely cool. I think there's 5 friends. I want to say. There's multiple endings, I think, with like how many of you end up leaving at the end to get back on the ferry or whatever. Like I said, I can't remember fully on that one. But I remember checking it out. I want to say Firewatch was, I don't know if it was on sale when I got it, but I paid like $8.99. That might have been the normal price. Which, if that's the case, that's a really good price. Oxen free, I want to say, is $10 normally, because I've looked at it in the past. But it's nice. There's different like environments and stuff you gotta do. So it's like I think there is like a ghost kind of mechanic. Is like mechanic with ghosts, or you see shit, weird shit and stuff. It's definitely cool. It's a little bit harder to explain, especially because I have not played it in years. And it's a little more involved than the other 2 games. So that's a good one as well. And the 4th one I've done a gameplay as well, and this is another one I played on Game Pass, but my Game Pass expired, and then I just bought it because it was on sale for $2.99. And that's Kona. I've not completed the 5th game yet, but this game is probably my favorite of them all. I like them all a lot, but this one, this guy Carl, like an investigator, and you go into this town in Canada, and shit's happening. It's all obviously snowed in and everything, and you got your car, your truck, I should say, and you go and you gotta investigate. Shit, this is a cool game because there's also like a voice in your head, or the narrator, I guess he is, doing shit, or saying stuff and narrating the story, like kind of what you're thinking. That starts off, you get into a little rough stuff happens, but you, the thing that's cool about this game is that you have like your kind of mental health. You gotta stay warm because it's super fucking cold. And if like things scare you and stuff, you like kind of, your shit goes down, the little meters go down. But you can stop that. It's cool. You gotta get materials to start fires, and then you can start fires when you're searching people's homes, or you can start fires in certain spots. There's places to start fires, and then you warm up. You can smoke cigarettes or drink booze, or take painkillers, and that will help you like cognitive meter, you want to call it. So that's kind of cool. I only, not counting the end part, like before getting to that, I only actually got a game over once or twice from freezing. This is a nice little game world too to explore. You get your map, and you really have to follow the map to see where you want to go and shit. You get a bunch of materials too. You have like an inventory system, and if you have too much, you can't carry it anymore. There's some puzzles in there as well. There's a lot of like hidden things you can go do. I didn't do all of that. You also take pictures of specific things for investigation, so it's kind of cool. And you're trying to find out what the fuck happened in this town. It's like an ice wall you can't get past at a certain point. And you're finding these people who are frozen in ice. There's 4 of them that you have to get to. You have to find throughout to progress past the ice wall. And then you see their vision. You kind of go into this cool looking thing where it's kind of like black and like all darkness. And you're walking and you see the people kind of like almost like on an infrared thing that get heat signature body. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, you gotta look for certain shit too, because I had a thing where I got to a certain point, it's like, oh, you didn't find enough clues, so and so I had to actually backtrack to find stuff. Some more things, which I did. There was something obvious that I missed, which I was surprised by. Admittedly, I had to look up online to remember where to, like, what to do, because I hadn't played in a while, and I was in this ice cave, and I made my way out of there, and I was like, fuck, I don't know where to fucking go. I forget what the hell's happening. This game's graphically is more of like a normal looking game. It's not like overwhelmingly like amazing looking, but the other 3 games have like kind of, well, I mean, Gone Home doesn't have much of like a specific look. Like Firewatch has a certain art style, and so does Oxen. But it's my favorite of the games because, you know, it's more involved, it's more gameplay. You have guns, there's some wolves that come at you, and you're trying to figure out what happened in this town between some of the people and other people. And the story is cool because you find out what happened, and like this one's definitely like supernatural type stuff. The end boss fight is a tad annoying, but not really that bad. I would have liked maybe a little more of a explained ending. Although it explains it fine enough, but I don't know, like, still it's cool though. You have to like get materials to put certain things together. I like the fact that you have to like find stuff and like, you know, keep warm and shit like that, which is nice. But it has a creepy vibe because every time you go into these houses or you're in a cave or something, and after you get past one part, it gets completely dark, so you have to have a lantern or flares or your headlight. You end up with a snowmobile too, which has a light on it, and your truck would have a light on it. But it's another game that does well at having creepy atmosphere with things that do happen, but overall, like, it's just a creepy atmosphere with not much happening that's going to creep you out, but it does a good job because nobody's in the town. So you're just trying to figure shit out. Like I said, you find materials and stuff, and you put stuff together and shit like that, which is cool. And it's a cool game world that you kind of want to explore, and you can. Except you're going to want to do that while it's still daylight and it doesn't go to darkness, because that's a pain in the ass. But there is exploration in this one, which is cool. And I really liked it. I don't know how long it actually is. Because I don't know how long I was playing it. I mean, if you dig around a lot, you probably might get like 7-8 hours out of it. Perhaps, I don't know. So I don't know for sure, but I enjoyed it. That's one to definitely pick up. I did do the gameplay on it. Somebody actually wanted to see the gameplay, so people have. I know some of you have played it. It's just a cool overall game, and the narrator, Conscience, whatever he is, voice is nice. It might explain what he is. Because I don't pay attention to stories a lot in games, but this one had a pretty good one, honestly. It's definitely cool. Like I said, there's other things you can find. You can look around for shit. So there is exploration in there as well, which is nice. But that was a really cool one. I actually really liked that. I beat that last night. And the 5th game, I'm like, because I want to find more. Like, I played another one, and I'm like, I need to find more of these. And this is another one that was on sale. I've looked at this one a few times in the past when it goes on sale. This one was $250, and I still had like 5 and change on an Xbox card. And this game is called Virginia, which takes place in Virginia. You're an FBI agent, a newly like graduated FBI agent, and then you have your partner, and it's very X-Files, Twin Peaks, which they say as much in some of the reviews. But the other woman, your partner, is she has like a basement office a la fucking Mulder in the X-Files. So I guess she deals with kind of the weirder stuff. But you have to go to Virginia to investigate this missing kid. I played it for about like 45 minutes last night. Maybe actually, no, it was probably less than that. But it has, and they say it, and the score in this game's great. Apparently, the score was done in like a big deal orchestra and shit. It's really nice, but it gives you the TV style where like you're walking down the hall. You think I'm gonna walk somewhere, and all of a sudden you're walking in another part. Like it's just advancing, like a show would, where the people are walking, and then 5 seconds later they're closer to where they need to be. So that's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. This game does a good job, and your character, she has like weird dreams and shit. This is where like the Twin Peaks stuff comes into play. So, and overall, the game has an interesting look. I like the look of it, and it's almost like painting or cell shaded, like hand drawn type stuff. But it has a very dreamy like feel to it when you're playing it. You almost feel like you're dreaming when you're playing it. And you're just looking at stuff, you're doing things. I guess to kind of advance the case, there's been no dialogue at all so far. Just kind of like nods and stuff, which is also interesting. I don't know if voices are going to come into play. But it's cool so far. I'm actually digging it. I dig that vibe. And the way it's presented, and the way it has that like kind of dreamy type feel to it. It's very interesting. I think normally that game's $10. Kona, I don't know how much that is normally. It might be 10 or 15. That's why I like these games. They're not overly priced. They're not super long, but they're intense. They're enjoyable. Like I said, if anybody, I'm sure the PC, and I have to look on Steam because I'm sure they have a fucking ton of them. And these are the kind of games where this laptop can handle that easily. So, or most of them. But yeah, I want to really check out more of these fucking games because they're just cool. I like them. It's a different kind of game to play too, And like I said, this one's fun. Virginia. Like I heard this one's not overly long either, but that's fine. Especially at $2.50. They said these games are also a little bit more of kind of experiences as well. I mean, other big titles, big budget games are as well, but you're not paying a shit ton of money and you're kind of getting an experience, like a full kind of thing. And a lot of them go on sale. I mean, actually, I want to say Gone Home was on the PS3 and the 360 as well. But like Kona is always going on sale. Virginia always goes on sale. Oxen Free I have not seen on sale, but I haven't been looking for it because I played it on the Game Pass. Gone Home, Firewatch will occasionally go on sale too, I've seen. That's why I might have got it on sale for $8.99. It might normally be like $12.99. But they're all really interesting, enjoyable games. I would definitely check them out, especially if you're not like, maybe watch a little bit of gameplay because you don't want to screw yourself because they're not long. What's the next thing you know, you've watched the whole fucking thing. But like, get them on sale. Virginia's on sale now for $2.50 for a while. I don't know if any of the others are on sale. They might be, but at the moment, but like if you want to get them for cheap, they're well worth like $5, even $10. Like Kona's absolutely worth $10-15 for sure. But yeah, I just want to talk about those kind of like hidden type gem games that are on. You can find them, and for sure you can get them on PS4 and Xbox One. And they might be on the newer systems too. I think Kona definitely was on the Series X. Kona wasn't exclusive, right? I don't think any of these games are exclusive. Maybe they were. No, but either way, check out some of them if you can. Look them up. You got Kona, Virginia, Oxen Free Gone Home, and Firewatch. I think you'll enjoy them if you're into these kind of games, definitely. Like I said, I want to find more, and if you guys have any, especially ones on